Hi, everyone. Welcome back to part two of the strategic activity project for Toyota Motor Corporation's Basic Transportation SBA. In this portion of the presentation, we'll discuss capability responsiveness, competitive positioning. We'll culminate the whole strategic analysis with Toyota's strategic alignment as compared to the environment and what's needed in the environment for Toyota to be successful. And then there'll be a new strategic plan introduced for Toyota's SBA with a corresponding change management plan. And we'll cap it off with a summary slide with some recommendations for Toyota. So to start, the general management capability responsiveness of Toyota is rated at approximately 3.75, and this is based on the following attributes. Toyota's goal is optimal profit potential. And this can be seen in a couple of different areas of the company. So on one side, we've got Toyota's production capabilities that they continually improve. And Toyota is very, very well known for a scientific method approach to their production capabilities and improving these production capabilities. And they even inspire their employees to take an entrepreneurial mindset for how they can continually improve these capabilities. So from their production standpoint, they're really trying to find the optimal profit potential for what they have from a capability standpoint. And then from a product standpoint, they're looking for new markets, new opportunities. They've entered 6 different continents across the globe, a multitude of different markets for their basic transportation SBA, and they're also looking for new products to position in these markets. For example, the Yaris introduction, and even from a different SBA standpoint, to be a high economy SBA, the Prius standpoint. But Toyota as a whole takes this approach from a strategy standpoint. Their success mindset is really strategic positioning, and again, this goes back to their product introduction with the Yaris. They're really trying to have a strategic position for whatever they're introducing into the marketplace, and even the continents that they're doing business in. Their leadership is considered inspirational. They're not really on the end of charismatic. Charismatic and visionary be more like what we'd see with an Apple or a Tesla, but they are very inspirational in their approach to leadership and their approach to the global market. From a problem solving standpoint, they're actively looking for market solutions. They're looking for new products to introduce. They're looking for new markets to enter. And as a result, you see that Toyota is actually the largest automobile manufacturer on the globe. From a time perspective standpoint, Toyota really seeks to predict the future state of this basic transportation SBA. We saw this again back with the Yaris introduction. And they have from an acceptance of risk and ambiguity, they take generally known risks within the market. So this is it's really more of a familiar basis for the rating. So right down the middle, they don't take any excessive risks really, but they are taking calculated risks with their new products introductions and their new the new areas that they're seeking to do business in. And then from a knowledge base, they have a global company. So they exist again in 6 continents, and they produce basic transportation vehicles for all of these regions, and they have a very global knowledge base for their activities and their capabilities. Their organizational capability responsiveness is rated right at about a 4. Their culture is really about innovating. They innovate their processes and products. Again, we go back to the continuous improvement of their production, or even their introduction of new economy vehicles for this market. Their power center is considered corporate management, and this is due to the geographic nature of their divisions. They're located across the globe. They have divisions in multiple continents, and we'll get to that in the next slide. But they have 8 different geographic divisions that they do business in. Information is a predictive future. They try to identify and capitalize on future opportunities. This would be future opportunities market-wise, different regions to enter, and even different types of products to introduce that will help capitalize on this particular SBA. Their management system is considered strategic. They identify and try to fix problems. They have a future outlook on markets, and generally they're a forward-thinking company. So a little bit more of an example on their power center, as you can see in this illustration in this picture, the circles and the red circles indicate research and development bases across the globe. So we've got them in five different distinct regions. We've got 2 in the United States. In Europe, we've got 3, 1 in South Asia and 1 in Australia. So they are geographically located across the globe in these different divisions. They have 8 different regional divisions: Japan, North America, Europe, Asia, China, and the others listed here. So this gets us kind of to the culmination of this project, which is the strategic alignment for Toyota. Toyota is really ahead of the game. It's it goes back to kind of that old saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. A lot of what we see with Toyota is that they're just well positioned in their market. Their strategy is right in line with what we want to see, or what we believe that we'll see in the future environment of this market. You can see that there's no gaps from the strategy standpoint, and from a capability standpoint, they're even ahead in capability. This is based on their global reach, the different regions that they're in, the R&D facilities that they have, their production capabilities, their management capabilities. They're really ahead of the game. They're pushing more towards a 4 in this department, and really all that's required for this strategic business area would be about a 3.5 in the future. So their competitive position is really, for this SBA, is comprised of two different elements. So the SBA attractiveness for the basic transportation SBA is that it's kind of in between a cash cow and a star, and there's 2 elements of this. It's cash cow in nature because there are a lot of developed regions that simply are areas that Toyota doesn't need to do much in to just kind of milk the cow. And then there's other areas that this SBA is really a star because there's so many more emerging markets out there. Africa is an emerging market. South America, Asia is still an emerging market. So these are places that can really be stars for Toyota. Their extrapolated competitive position is considered good based on their global capabilities, their strategic investment in multiple regions, their investment in R&D, and their generally faster response than the competition. Their management capability is exceptional. They have the production capability and the strategic capability to be able to manage new regions of development and continue to develop star regions and milk their cash cow. So right here, we'd see the competitive position is right there between, but it's kind of at the bottom line of a star, or the bottom end of a star, and that's because it's a little bit in between a cash cow and a star. But this is again due to the differences in the different markets that they're operating in. So overall, they have a very, very good competitive position for achieving above average returns in this SBA. So the strategic plan that I will be introducing will be entering a developing nation with both an R&D facility and a production facility. The strategic response system needs for this type of this new SB, or this new region that they'd be entering, would be to generally respond to a 3.5 to 4 level of environmental turbulence. And most of this environmental turbulence is going to stem from government regulations and discontinuities from a geographic region standpoint. But in general, this response system needs to simply respond to generally known discontinuities. There may be some surprise response capabilities required and some surprise discontinuities, but generally most of these are going to be known. And these different discontinuities would be, for instance, competitive response, government intervention, unpredictable demand, and technological demands. So there's really a 2-phase approach that I am recommending for Toyota with this the entrance into this new SBA, and that's going to be a strategic issue management approach, and also a little bit of a surprise issue management approach for this. So the strategic issue management approach would be run by a strategic issue management team, and this would prioritize different discontinuities based on their their overall priority and how important and how disruptive they are to Toyota's operations in this new geographic region. But I can't ignore the surprise issue management or the crisis management that's required for this type of entrance. And this is really based on the global nature of this marketplace and this SBA. There is so much global complexity that surprise issue management cannot be overlooked, even though the overall environmental turbulence for this basic SBA or the basic transportation SBA is about a 3. There's still that global sociopolitical element that requires a surprise issue management element. So the team's responsibilities would be, in addition to their scanning responsibilities and analyzing competitive response and preparing R&D and production for needs of the environment, but it's also going to have a surprise element that seeks to develop plans for new surprises that might come out. There could be a government takeover of business. There could be a sudden recall that's required based on government regulations. This type of stuff can happen, and it can take the company by storm. In fact, Toyota had a situation in the recent years where they didn't have a crisis management team prepared to manage a recall, and this caused a lot of problems and a lot of heavy scrutiny for Toyota. In this new business venture for Toyota in the emerging market, there's really not a high risk of systemic change or organizational behavioral or systemic resistance or organizational behavioral resistance. From a systemic standpoint, Toyota has the tangible and the intangible resources required for this type of move into a new market. And they already have the capabilities organizationally to manage the global nature of their business. They already have a regional and a divisional approach, I should say. But their higher risk for resistance change is going to be from the standpoint of behavioral resistance and managerial myopia. This is going to be this could manifest itself, I should say, by management essentially taking a past approach to future opportunities. And this is the type of resistance where a manager might think that what works for different markets is going to absolutely work for this new market. And that's the type of resistance that we want to avoid at all costs for Toyota. And this would be, examples would be R&D managers unwilling to change their approach for the new market, or production managers unwilling to accept the cultural differences that might arise in the new market. New workers in a production facility may have different cultural values that these production managers need to take into account. So this change management plan, even though it's low and there's a low risk of resistance, there's still the requirement for a managed resistance plan, and this is because of the medium urgency to change from to the new environment. There's not really this entrance won't have too many surprises right off the bat, likely, but there needs to be a managed resistance plan to develop the capabilities to manage this new market, and also develop the strategic positioning to really capitalize on it. So this is going to be a 2-phased approach. The first phase is going to be developing those capabilities, and this is going to first start with the creation or the over communication, I should say, of the awareness of why the change needs to happen, and what's changing. So these two important elements of why we're changing and what's changing need to be continually communicated to the management to avoid the strategic myopia, or the managerial myopia, I should say. We need to create buy-in for the new environment through incentives, build the capabilities and culture, and through incentive or programs like cultural training, and perform the necessary research on the specific culture and demands that we're really trying to reach here. And once we develop these capabilities, we can then transition over into the strategy portion and really position our company or this new venture in a way that's going to meet the needs of this new culture. And those needs are again, the needs of the employees that we're going to be hiring, and the needs of the customers of this different region. So, in summary, Toyota is a well-positioned company there's not a lot that can be said about a company that does so well. There's a reason why they're number one in the world and why they continue to be number one with an exceptional track record. But they need to continue to develop their regional and their divisional and regional approach. There are a lot of different markets that are still yet to be opened up in the globe for basic transportation. A lot of developing markets that can be reached. There's not really any current gaps that need to be addressed from Toyota's capability to what's required, or their aggressiveness to what's required for the environment. But they do need to continue to build these capabilities because, again, this environment is continually shifting and becoming more complex in nature. From the standpoint of the new entrance with the R&D and production facility into a developing nation, they need to actively manage the cultural differences and the different demands of this region, and again prepare for surprise discontinuities as they may arise in a global marketplace. These will come up. There will be surprises that Toyota needs to be capable of addressing, and they had a shortfall in this in the past, but importantly in the future they need to develop more capabilities to manage these surprises as they come up. So that is the extent of the strategic analysis for Toyota. I hope you all enjoyed, and it's been a pleasure to be in this class with everyone. Hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and God bless.